It's been a long time coming, but we're back in a World RX paddock here in Höljes for the opening two rounds of the FIA World Rallycross Championship 2024 and the opening round of the European Rallycross Championships. Let's go on a little walk through the paddock and see who we can find. Friday evening, lovely sunshine. It's not necessarily going to be sunny all weekend. See your dealer team and the first person for 2024, Nicholas Gronholm. Hello mate, welcome back to World RX. It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while, yes. Nice to be back.
You were testing earlier in the week, back in this car that we were racing at the start of last year, different tyres, a lot to get your head around, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time since we sat in these cars. Of course, we ended the season quite late with the RX2E cars, but yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, some new things to learn and then just try to get back in the rhythm.
You've been rallying a lot the last few months, haven't you, in different events in Finland? How much does that help you in your preparation for returning to World RX?
I think I felt quite ready, like let's say driving-wise, but then the first laps when I drove this car again, you kind of need to throw everything out of the window what you have learned during the winter, because it's so different driving style and behavior of the car. But then again, I feel that it's good whenever you drive. So for me, it's kind of nice to be in that sense in the rhythm and kind of, yeah, and always, of course, when you drive you learn new things and kind of, so it's been good fun, and also nice to see that there's some progress in rallying as well. It's been a good winter. Yeah.
Pre-season testing this week, you were top of the timesheets on the first morning. Obviously, we've got the ICE v EV thing going on as well in World RX now. What are your expectations from your personal point of view this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's still early days to tell what is the best. I think looking at the times, it's pretty even between ICE and the electric ones. So we'll see. Obviously, now the lap times don't really matter that much, so everything comes down to try to be in front and yeah, try to finish as high as possible in the heats and also, of course, the semi-final and final. So the ultimate pace isn't maybe the most important, so I'm not too worried, but we'll see. Very interesting days ahead of us.
Thank you, Nicholas. Good luck this weekend. Let's continue. There's rally cars, all sorts of historic rally cars and R5 cars queuing up ready for a rally sprint here for the local fans for the event to get underway. Nicholas was actually referencing the new format there. So rather than all of the races being based on time as they have been in the past, now all of the heats, semi-final, final are all based on race position. So it's really important to make the overtakes. Hopefully there's going to be loads of action on the back of that. And we will see how that goes. We're just going to go around the corner here. We've got to go quite a long way to get round the KMS team because they have rather a lot of cars here this weekend. This is Team E. Michaela Arling-Kotelinski and Nils Andersson returning. They had that great fight for the title, didn't they, at the end of last year. Nils coming out on top. Behind this wall here is the electric cars from KMS. And then here are the brand new KMS internal combustion engine machines, and quite conveniently Richard Brown's walking down the stairs. Terrible timing, mate. You've masterminded these cars, another creation with KMS after building the electric cars a couple of years ago. How nice is it to be finally back in a paddock with another new creation?
I don't recommend 2 cars in 3 years. This is a bit of a stretch for smaller teams like us, but no, we're very happy to be back in the service park, and back with internal combustion engine is also quite nice. Although the previous car was also quite successful, but now it's a new challenge for sure. We're into the unknown a little bit with this car. In some ways we haven't had so much testing, but we're happy with where we are. We're happy with what we got.
So in theory, from the outside, this is the perfect amalgamation. You had the title-winning works-built Polo in the past in KMS and of course with PSRX, and you had the title-winning electric car from KMS. So you can amalgamate the best of the knowledge from those two concepts and apply them in one car here.
So what you're saying is I can only fail now.
Well, the bar is set pretty high, mate, you have to admit.
Yeah. No, it's of course it's a culmination of lots of different ideas and concepts. we're lucky with Johan and OC. They have a lot of very, very good feedback. I mean, from both rally and rallycross. So yes, but budget's always a limiting factor. So we try to do with what we can with the budget that we have. But we're happy with the car. It's quite okay.
No tyre cleaning this year in the way up to the start line. The electric cars make pretty consistent starts, and there's less variables in the start parameters. Do you think that'll be a hindrance to you guys at all with the ICE package?
Yeah, I think so. I know the crowd will also probably miss it, I think, but it's much more difficult to get consistent starts with this car because you have so much to do. Clutch pedal, throttle pedal, handbrake, and watching the lights. There's really a lot going on. It was quite simple, I think, with the electric cars. But it should also bring something for the sport, because you can have a bad launch or you can have a rocket launch as well. And we saw with the last 2 years with the EV cars, people figured it out quickly. There wasn't a huge difference between the cars at the end last year, the 3 races that we did. So it was quite difficult to get something else. And now I think maybe these cars will bring it. Time will tell.
Thank you, mate. We'll leave you alone. Richard Brown, of course, who the design engineer behind these machines. So what Richard's referencing there about the starts is also important, because who's this in a R5 car? Marcus gone home. How's that for some pre-event action? So yeah, the race position's really important, but also the grid positions are now predetermined. So you no longer set the fastest time in a heat and then start on pole in the next race, the next heat. You are in a predetermined start list. So at any point, especially in your RX1 with a packed entry list, at any point during the weekend you'll start first, second, third and fourth on the grid. So you could well be on the outside for one of the runs. Let's have a look over here quickly, Liam. I'm going to turn my back to you so we can get a bit of a wriggle on. We haven't got loads of time. So this is another one of the best internal combustion engine rallycross cars ever built, the RX1. Atomic Racing from Finland committing to a full season. Mikko Ikonen running the team as he has done for quite some time now. And yeah, these guys can be super quick this weekend. In fact, Mikko's over here, Liam. Let's go and speak to Mikko. I'm sure he won't be particularly pleased that I've come to find him. Someone else who's definitely going to avoid my eye line. How are you doing? Mikko, it's a massive pleasure to have you here in URX, especially with 2 cars. How much are you looking forward to getting underway this weekend?
Oh, it's always fun. And this is so beautiful track. It's so fun to drive. So obviously we are so excited.
We've just been looking at the KMS Polos. Obviously they're the brand new RX1 car, supercars as we knew them. But these are pretty special as well. The GRX Hyundai's amazing machines, aren't they?
I think it's the next best thing, or hopefully similar, than the KMS Polos. They are really good cars. Pleasant to drive.
Expectations for the weekend for both of you?
No, it's let's say a little bit difficult with the new tire, but hopefully we will get into that and get all the setups, and hopefully we enjoy it. If we enjoy it, hopefully the result is good.
Thank you, mate. Great to have you here. Another new face for a full season campaign. Hasn't been around full time in the last few years. Mikko, he did race in Belgium last year. Off the top of my head, URX is going to be really interesting, isn't it? And nearly got run over. Yeah, it's hard to say where Euro is going to be, because we've got Patrick O'Donovan returning, who we'll go and see if we can find now as the highest placed of the finishers from last year. But the champion Anton Markland's not back, Enzo Ida's not back, Yannis Baimanis isn't back, and that means that it's wide open now to see who's going to be at the front of the order. I'm just going to grab this man here. Sam Clennell, you've done a huge amount of work with Patrick O'Donovan to get to this event, to get to this stage with his dad Ollie as well.
Yep.
How much are you looking forward to actually getting racing underway this weekend?
Really looking forward to it. It should be a really good weekend, so hopefully we can be in the front. So it should be good.
You went testing in Strangnas earlier last week for a bit of Scandinavian running. It's hard to test in Southern Europe, isn't it, to replicate these circuits?
Yeah. Unless you come to the same track, you're pretty much restricted what you can do, aren't you? So it's good learning for Patrick, good on the tyre, so see what happens.
He won here last year. Is there any other option this weekend?
Has to win. So should be good.
Thank you, Sam. We'll let you get on. What the guys are doing here is they're stringing the car up to sort the wheel alignment out. But classically, you spend a lot of time doing the setup of a rallycross car, and then you get in the first corner, you have a bit of rumble tumble, a bit of contact, and the setup almost goes out the window. Rallycross is funny, isn't it? Because I always think the car's at its least set up when you most need it. Come the final, straight after a semi-final, it's the wheel alignment's maybe not as you would like it to be. Bit of boost checking in the background. DA Racing, Anthony Pelfren, one of the internal combustion engine cars in World RX. Anthony is pretty inexperienced, that's not unfair to say, but he's relatively new to an RX1 car, but has done some stunning performances in the French Championship especially. Came to Portugal last year with the European Championship, and yeah, a lot of learning to do, but I think he can be right up there. Certainly the potential he's shown so far. Let's just listen. That stopped. New tyres, the Höljes tyres for this year. They're brand new. Totally different construction from the tyres used previously. These are a radial tyre. Höljes have put a lot of effort into making a tyre for World RX. They're produced specifically for World RX. Hi Maria. Maria Eriksson towing a tyre trolley. Let's see if we can have a little look in here. Liam, can you squeeze through that gap, mate? All quiet in here, isn't it? This is the All-in-Corn Munich Motorsport team. They have such a lovely setup in here, very professional. And this is René Munich's brand new Seat Ibiza. New car, new livery, looks absolutely stunning. And René was flying in the pre-season test. It was fantastic to see René going so well. He is someone who is very involved in every aspect of the build of his cars, and it's fantastic to have someone with such commitment in the sport. His wife Mandy August, of course, continuing to race in newer RX in their older Ibiza. Still a stunning looking car though, isn't it? And yeah, a stacked Euro field this weekend. It's quite tight out of there. All right, Liam, all good. Let's just pop along down here, see who else we can find before we wrap up. More RX2E cars. This is Yellow Squad, running together with Team Ferratum. Isaac Schukvist, the star performer in the opening rounds of the championship last season, and then ended up in that title fight with Nils Andersen and Michaela Olin-Kotlinski at the end. Molly Taylor's back. She raced with RX2E in Belgium last year. Here to continue her development in Rallycross. More RX2E cars run by QEV. Walking down towards the VIP area here in the Höljes Paddock. And a local team who we will have a quick look at. Hedstrom's Motorsport. Philip Turenne, he raced previously in RX2E the last few years, has stepped up to RX1 for this season. He's been doing events in Rally X and now is here in Euro RX for the first time. And a dark horse for victory this weekend, for sure, Peter Hedstrom. 100% a Höljes specialist. Lives just down the road in Torsby. He's been driving Polos for a long time, used to drive all sorts of things, Skoda Fabias, now in this Peugeot 208, run together with Yannis Baumanis. That's actually an ex-Timmy Hansen car. He did 16 laps, I think, in a pre-season test here a few weeks ago. You're not allowed to test within 28 days before the event, so it was a little while ago that he drove, and yeah, I think he was pretty happy with it. Said it's not quite as good as the Hyundai he raced previously, which was from the GRX team, but he's very good. Perhaps the operating window not quite as wide as the Hyundai, but certainly right up there. Very similar specification to that of O'Donovan and Pelfren. Here's a man worth talking to quickly, Timmy Hansen. Oh look, nice deck chairs. Timmy, you've won here before. You've had some drama here before in the past with various different people in different events. How much are you looking forward to racing at home this weekend in front of what is already a packed crowd?
Yeah, it's loads of drama. It's not so much drama right now, like we're chilling in these seats, but it's all gonna kick off. We know Höljes has something magical, and it's already a big crowd here. Like the sun's shining, the atmosphere is great. The Höljes promoter put on a good show already Friday. We start driving tomorrow, and there's so much unknown coming with the battle of technologies, the new tires, how are the starts gonna be. You know, we won't really know how the starts are until I actually let go of the handbrake in Q1 tomorrow. That's when we'll find out. It will be very exciting.
Something like a new tyre coming into the sport. You've run on the previous tyre for a long time. You've got huge amounts of data, and you're a real analyst, aren't you? You like digging into all of the details in a similar way to Johan Kristoffersen, Matthias Ekström, these drivers that really look at all the minutiae. How interesting for you is it to have a new set of rubber that operates in a totally different way to the tyres before and try and get the most out of them?
It's very interesting, and to be honest, we have quite a long way to go, I think, because we had 2 days of driving and we got somewhere. We kind of started to understand it, but we still haven't optimized it in any way. So there are a lot of discussions, but still needs to drive more. And one of the difficulties that we will have this year is that the electric cars aren't really allowed to test anything, but the combustion engine cars are. So they can go and drive as much as they want, but we can only really do the race weekends. So it will be like a moment where you have to learn a lot in short time and still perform at the same time. So the tires for us is the biggest change. The most interesting, I think, from an outside perspective is the battle of technologies. But for me and this team, it doesn't really change what we have to do. We have to go as fast as possible. We have to do the best possible starts. And then the tire is the major change for this year. And you need to set up the car a bit different. You need to drive different. So there's a lot to pick up. And in these 2 days, I don't think we've gotten all the way, so there's still a lot of potential to gain from this tire.
And with the new race format as well, I think from us standing in commentary, it's going to be fantastic because there's going to be so many variables and so many unknowns.
Yeah, that's what makes something, a sport interesting. Like this year, we really have a lot of mixes in there. So it will be nice. I feel like we have a great chance this year to get another world championship. That's what we're going for.
Good luck, mate. Let's have a chat to your mate quickly. God, I can't get out of that seat. Scooter.
It was awkward.
Are you going to make me kneel down?
Get down. I would have a nice chat with Timmy.
Michael Chen, welcome back to World RX. I'm so excited to work with you this year. We've spent all day in the paddock. It's great getting to see people after a long break. How much are you looking forward to really getting stuck into it tomorrow?
I'm buzzed, genuinely, because, like, as you know, I did this for a few years with Red Bull. Now to be back at such an exciting time, Hal. I think it's great, isn't it? As Timmy said, the battle of technologies. It opens up the championship, and we don't actually know what's going to happen until, like you said, you just let go of the handbrake. I think it's going to be interesting, in particular launches between the internal combustion engine cars and the electric cars, because there's so many more variables with the internal combustion engine cars, and we know how important the launch is in Rallycross. Then, as again Timmy said, tyres. So there's so much change, and it's exciting, and the fans are wicked, and I'm just pumped to be here. It's great, it's brilliant, and it's kind of like this new, almost, it's not a new era of Rallycross, but it almost sort of feels a little bit like that, doesn't it? And yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited to work with you as well.
My knees are really hurting. You're sat in this lovely sun lounger. Did you expect your first day on the job to involve chilling with Timmy Hansen and letting me run around?
I didn't expect that you'd be on your knees on the first day of the job. And you may take from that what you will. No, I've had a nice day, and it's been nice to catch up with people, because I haven't seen a lot. When was the last time I saw you? 2 years ago?
Yeah, it must have been, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It's been 2 years ago, so it's just been nice to go around and catch up with everybody and say hello, and I am very much looking forward to the weekend, and it's going to be exciting, not just in World, but across all the categories, because there is some, in particular your RX1, we've got massive grids, haven't we? So it's exciting, up and down the grids, mate.
This is hilarious. I've lost Liam. There he is.
He's behind you. There you go. You speak to that man as well. Have you spoken to him already?
We haven't.
There you go.
Mate, what on earth is that?
Saved by the Paddock.
What, is that an apple? No, it's not. It's a pepper. I like peppers. You're an Englishman as well, I know.
Depending on the day.
How much are you enjoying that pepper?
Eat a pepper like that? Who eats a pepper like that?
I like a pepper, but if you're going to eat it in a salad, you'll cut it up, you'll dice it up. What's the point? You just eat it like this.
Do you eat the seeds?
Eating a pepper like that?
No, that's psychotic. You can't be doing that.
What about the green bit? Greens are good for you.
The bottom of the green bit tastes quite nice, but that bit up there is just a bit too hard. You want good? Too hard to chew. What?
Go on.
It's ASMR. Ready?
there's nothing I hate more in the world than the sound of people eating, so you can stop right there. You won here last year, Patrick. We just spoke to Sam Clennell, actually, who's doing the final adjustments to your car. How much are you looking forward to returning to Höljes, where you had that amazing experience last year?
Yeah, really looking forward to get out there. I love this track every time we come back. Got so much enthusiasm in the crowd as well. But it's I said it earlier. It's really random coming absolutely in the middle of nowhere in the woods, and then all of a sudden you've got one of the best rallycross circuits ever. So it's cool. Hopefully it stays a little bit dry. You know, wet racing's always good fun for everyone watching from home, but when you're navigating, trying to get in the car and not fucking everything up, it makes everything a little bit more complicated. But I'm looking forward to the weekend, and fingers crossed it can be a good one.
And there's a great atmosphere, isn't there? I think this feels like a little bit like the Magic Weekends of old. There's a lot of people in the paddock. There's a lot of good feeling in the crowds as well. It's been a nice day, hasn't it? Yeah,
the paddock's been really full even for a Friday. I mean, usually Fridays are dead because it's not really open to anything. There's no racing going on. But there are a lot of people here today. Obviously, the Swedish National Championship's quite cool. I think a lot of them and a lot of the fans that are here for that are going to be staying. And all the fans that have come from for World RX and that are coming here today have obviously got the treat of that. So, yeah, you got the best of both worlds, and it's pretty exciting to see. I think, it's definitely going to shape up to be one of the best Höljes I've ever seen, and I think it's going to be definitely the best Höljes RX since COVID. So it'll be a really strong showing this weekend.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
We'll wrap up. Remember to watch all of the action all weekend on Rally TV. We start from Q1 tomorrow morning for all of the categories, then we're straight into Q2 for RX3 and a whole round of World RX on both days. See you then.